All right, welcome back to Coach G Clips. I want to give a big shout out to Coach Dave Hoger for stepping in and stepping up. We had a little family emergency on this day, and he came in and helped run these drills today. He's our head coach over at Calvin. Also, forgot to mention that over here is Coach Bob Evett, Johns Hopkins legend from back in the 70s. No big deal. These two guys were doing a great job with this drill today, which we call Man Scramble. It's a new one that we kind of started. Basically, in this particular drill, we start with four defensemen kind of in here, right? So four guys, no stick. We've got one offensive guy in the middle, four guys on the outside, basically kind of letting us know where ball position is going to be. And then coach is kind of working as our backside offensive guys. You'll kind of see here in a minute, right? But basically, it's kind of a callback to one of the drills we showcased a little bit earlier. As we kind of call out where the ball is, we have to real quick establish our roles, right? Who's on ball, who's going to be hot, where the push is, and then where our rover is, right? And then depending on if we're beat, where do we slide? Is there going to be a forced pass to the backside? How do we rotate? Um, Basically, kind of working through all those things here, right? How quickly are we able to get out to hands, contest a shot, all those different things, right? So, are we doing a good job of, pushing our guy, making sure we're ready to check hands if they do force the crease, if they throw that skip pass, are we doing a good job of rotating out? So, we don't have set roles here, just depending on where the ball is. We got to really quick, figure it out, assign our roles, and get into those positions well. So on ball, hot, push, rover, right? Are we doing a good job there? That guy comes off a crease, can we pass that roll off or do we have to follow him out? Just really quickly identifying roles, playing those roles out through the life of that ball, life of that possession. Right, getting out here, he's hot. Right, that time our rover was too far in, couldn't find, couldn't essentially burst on the ball and get out to him. He had to turn all the way around before he could spot him. So right there, he was not doing a great job in position, as you're kind of seeing coach, show him appropriate rover positioning there. All right, and again, kind of going back to that 5-point communication drill, we'll have a link to it in the end of this video. As you kind of define those roles again, name them whatever makes sense for you and your team, but then defining what their responsibilities are. For us, one of the rules is you never want to run past a guy to do your job. Within that, the spacing is critical in everything you're doing, right? So on ball, hot, right? Right there, the two isn't doing a great job of pushing. He's letting his guy kind of get in a position where, he's favoring and overloading that ball side, not necessarily following him out greatly there. So right there, Reed's doing a good job of being a rover, right? Our push is in, Hot's playing a ball side well. As they kind of change angle, right? Our push stays in until he can pass that off to somebody else, right? Again, with just having four guys in, we don't get the full, defense in there, but just kind of playing realistically, right? All right, good job by Sam kind of playing that out, right? The rover is imagining that there are two guys, right? So he's not face guarding coach on the backside. He is favoring the low side, which we tend to do because that guy will be more dangerous. And then if they do throw the skip to coach, he will kind of go as the ball is in the air, making sure that he gets to coach's hands as he catches. So a quick little switch there. White's going to defend. Red's going to go to offense. Right, establish hot. We go here again. Communication peel. Right. Right here between these guys, we'll either have him peel to the guy on crease, or he can recover all the way in and bump that guy out. Right. All right. There's rover, rover, rover. All right. Within that, as he carries high, he can start to kind of shift his body higher and higher. Within this, right, you can give each group 2-3 balls depending on how many guys you have going. Right, this year we had about 20 guys in defense between D-mids, LSMs, and poles. So kind of keep them fresh is a good way to ensure they get reps here. Nobody standing around too long. Right, good positioning. All right. And then just kind of understanding how do we want to position our bodies, right? If I'm the guy that's coming in, right, I'm communicating I'm two. As I get into a position where I can check hands, right, I still have my trail foot out to the back side, right? My hands are in so that I can lift or pin down hands. Right. We're doing this without sticks, so we can really concentrate on positioning, communication here, right? You can obviously do this with sticks. You can have offensive guys, with the ball. You can put in an extra guy on offense here. You can have offensive guys on the corners. You can do this any which way you like. It can be an offense versus defense drill, not just a defensive positional drill. It can be edited any number of ways to benefit your guys. Yep. Good approach. Good positioning there, right? Finish out those reps. Sure, good topside approaches, right? Again, with positioning there, you also want to make sure you're not overrunning your guy as the push there, right? Because one thing good offensive guys will do will try to seal the two and ensure that if they do skip it through X or make a skip pass to the backside, they can kind of seal the recovery and make it difficult for you to match numbers back up on the backside. All right, but yeah, that's basically a 4-man scramble. Thank you again for tuning in. There should be a link to 5-man communication drill. Please feel free to check that out if you want a little bit more information on the different roles and how we kind of name those and establish those. Also, we'll try to put a link to Coach Hoger's podcast. I know he's been doing that for a number of years. But yeah, thanks again.